My name's Andy, and what I want to talk about today is some division tactics that our government sets forth and we manifest. Our government sets forth this whole divisive Republican, Democrat picture. And how it starts is with insanity. Every 8 years we're repeating a cycle. And that's the definition of insanity, is to keep repeating something even though it's not doing any good. It's insane. We've been doing this for 200 years. But what I want to do is bring back some sanity, bring back some clarity into our lives. And the way that we can do that is by turning off the television. If we can turn off the television and get back into reality, and I'm even talking about turning off Nick at Night, Leave It to Beaver, all the old westerns and everything, all these movies and scripts and casts and spells and everything that's done through Hollywood. And like I said, it could be as subtle and as innocent as your little house on the prairie. All of these things are painting a picture of a reality that isn't true. It's somebody's projected thoughts, and then they're projecting these thoughts through screens, mirrors, televisions, phones now, and even me. This is a means of communication. This is the only way I know how to reach even a little bit of people. But I'm not in any type of way, shape, or form putting out any fancy productions or have any big casts or scripts or anything. I have ideas that come through me in meditation or thoughts that I can't, that block me from getting to the truth. And by talking about them, ultimately this channel is about my spiritual growth and the steps I'm taking and the steps I have taken, and realizations, affirmations, and stuff that I've come to through my journey. So this whole division is a split in our consciousness. It's dualistic, therefore it is not holistic. So when it is split, it's no longer holy, it's no longer of God. All of these structures and all of these thoughts that are being projected to us through these, and I don't even watch TV, but I get the overflow of it through other people's actions that are manifested. People are believing things that aren't true. And you could say the same for me, but I know what is around me, in my surroundings, and I haven't seen anybody sick or whatever. That's not even part of this whole talk. I'm just kind of documenting my growth. So when it's not holistic or whole, we're defying nature, and therefore we have to live out the repercussions of our actions. Now, if we was all to turn off our TV, and I just came up with this the other day, not necessarily came up with it, I'm sure it's been said by others, but you want to end this whole virus deal, you want to end this whole sickness deal and the insanity throughout world culture, turn off your televisions. Turn off anybody that's talking about these things. Turn off anybody that's not coming to you straightforward with direct experiences of reality, of truth. And that's all that it boils down to. Trump is nobody. Biden is nobody. The only thing that makes them somebody is their own money, their own greed. Not even our, because I've excluded myself from this, withdrew myself from being a United States citizen. I am of the people of America's 1787 Constitution, the de jure government of America. So, that's where I'm saying everybody else needs to get to. And our country, if you want to call it that, this realm, this body of land, and the freedom that this body of land is supposed to represent has been infiltrated, has been manipulated through subtle scripts. And if you don't understand the level of mind control that is being propagated upon us, look into Zachary Hubbard's work. He runs a channel, Gematria Effect News. And there he will blow your mind with how structured this settlement has become, dating way back. You know, who, like, our first president was bought and paid for, I'm sure, through the finances of some society that had tons of money to put somebody in power that benefited them. You know, and this has always been about, when these people speak about, like you hear Donald Trump speak about us, or we, or anything of that sort, he's not talking about the United States citizen. He's talking about the sovereigns, the people that have granted themselves power to control you, has granted themselves power in the sense of they are allowed to do anything they want and you are not. They've gotten you, and a vast majority of you, to forfeit your rights, to give it to them. And you are now under privileges. You're now under licenses, regulations, all things of this sort. And that's what we need to come to understand, is that we need to get past these regulations, and they can be overcome, and they can be safely manifested with the principles of cause no harm and tell no lies. And if we are to do that, we need to get to the nitty-gritty and kick out all the lies, kick out all these governments, these legal fictions, which are all of the city halls, circuit courts. These are all people that have paid their way into these positions through the extortion of the American people, of the United States citizens, because you're less than people to these these thieves, these corrupt Satanists, downright Satanists, anyone to think that they have the right to rule over you without your consent or direct permission, even though that was given to them by our parents, not under any of our consent. I don't remember signing any contract saying that they're allowed to rule over me, but they do through these uh, regulations and birth certifications and social security cards, so on and so forth. So we need to get past that. And by making these publications on a World Wide Web, I don't see how in common law that isn't satisfactory. It's ideal because it is all legit. There is only one law, and that's common law. That is the law of God. That is the law of nature, the laws of nature, the laws that have been set forth to us naturally. You know, you don't lie, you don't cheat, you don't steal, you don't cause harm. If you can live by those simple principles, then why should anybody have anything to worry about? Oh, but we don't live in that age. We could. You're manipulated into thinking that we can't, and it's possible. Most people don't want to cause harm to anyone, but under the situations that we live, they get manipulated into thinking that they have to protect what they think is rightfully theirs. And it's just insanity. It's insanity. And I'm getting really fed up with the way that this world has become, and I'm tired of allowing it to happen. So I'm voicing my concerns to people, and I want to be speaking to people. I'm not speaking to the government fictions that they've set up, persons. I'm melting all that down. I'm getting beyond these points of thoughts, these points of illusions and fictions and manifested lies. You melt down all the lies. What you have truth. And that is what is right now, right here. And if you ain't causing no harm to anybody and never did cause any harm to anybody, then ultimately you're free and clear. You're free, you're sovereign over yourself and no one else. Alright. Sometimes I just gotta start these things and ramble on because I don't have many people to talk to or listen to, but these are facts of life, like it or not. So get used to them.